official announcement is here. Antonio Conte, no longer the Tottenham manager. He has been fired. Of course, the media PR statement is out that he leaves by mutual consent. That is Tottenham saying, we don't want you anymore, and him stating, I don't want to be here. There were reports earlier on today from Sammy McBell that he was due back on Tuesday and that he may arrive. Tottenham have been trying to find a replacement for him over the international break, and they became very close to bringing in Thomas Tuchel. But of course, he is now the new manager of FC Bayern Munich. Julian Nagelsmann has been spoken to. More on that a little bit later in the show. But Antonio Conte is gone. Antonio Conte will not be managing any more games for Tottenham. There was a deliberation. Will he stay? Will he go? Is he a better option than Ryan Mason until the end of the season? Lots of questions in that to delve into. Hit the like button though right now, people. Subscribe to the Terrace. Scan those QR codes. 1 for the Clips channel, 2 for our podcast on Spotify for the Top 6 show. Make sure you're following us on both. It means a great, great deal to us. But here's the official statement from Tottenham. And it says that we can announce that head coach Antonio Conte has left the club by mutual agreement. We achieved Champions League qualification in Antonio's first season at the club. We thank Antonio for his contribution and wish him well in the future. Cristian Stellini will take the team as acting head coach for the remainder of the season, along with Ryan Mason as the assistant head coach. Daniel Levy also goes on to say that we have 10 Premier League games remaining and we have to fight in our hands for a Champions League place. And I was tweeting about this earlier on today, that if they didn't get Nagelsmann, if they obviously didn't get Tuchel, would they just stick with Antonio Conte? Because Ryan Mason is the head coach, which is what a lot of the media reported would happen, guaranteed no Champions League football. They obviously feel confident with Stellini coming in to be the guy. I still think it's a risk that may end up costing them 50 to 60 million pounds. There is a feeling that Julian Nagelsmann could come in. We spoke about this on the show yesterday, that he is very open to the idea of becoming the new Tottenham Hotspur manager. But of course, he's taken some time to reflect on what he wants to do, as Real Madrid have also been a team that have been monitoring Nagelsmann, and they may be in the market in the summer if Carlo Ancelotti leaves. And if you're Nagelsmann, do you want to commit to Tottenham today and then Real Madrid come knocking in the summer? It all depends on where he sees himself, the arc of his career, and the direction that he's going to go in. There's lots to unpack with this, and I'm going to be straight with you. I don't even know what I think is the right thing for Tottenham to have done. I've chopped and changed for a week on this. Last Monday, I felt you got to go. There's no way you can stay with what he said about his players, the attack against Tottenham. And then you start to think, but if there isn't a top manager to come in and Ryan Mason's going to be the head coach, are they going to miss out on the Champions League anyway? Is that going to be a problem? Maybe keeping him here. Yes, it's a little bit tumultuous, a little bit hot, a little bit edgy at times. There's some friction, no doubt. But could they still grab a top 4 position? Daniel Levy, ENIC, the board at Tottenham have answered that and said, absolutely not. We do not believe we can get it with him. The manager himself has, of course, gone off. We saw him on a Ryanair flight recently. Don't really quite know why there was so much people laughing at him. So what? Private jet might have cost him 10, 20 grand. Take £150 flight. Do you know what I mean? I actually quite like seeing someone be that wealthy, be that humble. There are also reports today that have circulated, by the way, that he is going to sign a new agreement with Inter Milan in the summer. So I think he was looking so far beyond Tottenham. Maybe, just maybe, that is why the conclusion has been reached. He cannot stay. And my question for you all, and by the way, I want your comments below, hitting like and share buttons, as I always ask you to do, but make sure the bell notification button is turned on. If you're subscribing and you haven't got the bell notification on, the algorithm is not your friend. So make sure you're doing that. And of course, scanning those QR codes, as I've already mentioned. If you don't want to scan them because you're watching on your phone, just click on the links, literally the first thing in the descriptions for the top 6, which is there. or the Clips channel on that side. But I lost my train of thought now. What was I actually going to say? Yeah, looking like he's going to move on to Inter Milan, that the board wanting to move him on and everything else. Has it been a success? No, but it hasn't been a success. We know it. He didn't win a trophy. But what is it you think? What do you think that I asked that question, and I realized it was kind of, when I say is it a success, some Spurs fans may say, is he got us into the Champions League? We're in the top four again now. That's where they aim. For a lot of Spurs fans, they want silverware, they want trophies. But why has it gone so wrong for Antonio Conte? Why has it gone so wrong for Jose? Why did it go so wrong for Nuno? For me, the answer is Tottenham built something under Poch, which they could have grown upon. They could have grown from that position and won things. A lot of Tottenham supporters have made a habit in recent times because of Harry Kane's records for England, the records he's got for Tottenham, the record he's probably going to break in the Premier League, whether he stays at Tottenham or moves to another top 6 team. They make a lot of excuses about not winning trophies, not meaning everything. But it isn't true. In their heart of hearts, Tottenham fans don't believe that. They say it, but I don't think they believe it. And I think that's been the issue here. The Jose's and the Antonio Conte's, Nuno was a mistake. He was the 13th or 14th manager on the list. Should never have hired him. But Antonio Conte and Jose, they need you to buy players now that are ready, that can win today. And they want their squad built in 18 months to 2 years. And if that hasn't happened, they are furious. If you buy them players they don't want, they kick their toys out the pram. Catastrophic managerial appointments, not based on the CV or the personalities or style of football. I don't believe their style of football is so prehistoric that you can't win with it. The problem is you have to nurture these types of managers in a particular way, treat them specifically. They really can't handle adversity too well. So for me, I kind of look at the situation and think to myself, they need to bring somebody in like a Poch. Not Poch, because he is a loser, but they need to bring somebody in, and I think Julian Nagelsmann could end up being the right guy. Somebody that's a project guy. An individual that can get the best out of maybe not the best crop of players. Someone that will see a Jed Spence and say, yes, I can mold him. Someone that will see a Son and go, I can get the best out of you again. Someone that's really going to infuse Kulusevski to want to be there and stay, because he's brilliant and he should be winning trophies. Someone who could get Harry Kane excited about Tottenham again. They need to hire someone like, and if it isn't him, they need to find an equivalent. You may have some suggestions for me of what that's meant to be. But as far as we know tonight, Antonio Conte sacked. They'll say mutual consent. That's essentially, we're going to sack you. Great. Thank you. I want to leave. No pushback, no fight. That's what mutual consent means. It basically, he quit as they sacked him, is what happened. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Subscribe to the Terrace, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.